All right, guys. So welcome to our weekly nutrition call for the Love Yourself Challenge. I'm excited for tonight's call. It's been an amazing week. I don't know about some of you, but for me, it's been a little bit tougher. Just had some things come up outside of my norm, and kind of put my motivation on a little halt. But thanks to you guys in the chat group and sharing and continuing to pursue your journey, you're inspiring me to make sure that I'm pursuing mine. And so I thought it would be appropriate to go ahead and go over a topic called plateau busters. All right. So the goal of this call is to just help us move past the points in our journey where we feel stuck or lost or like, why isn't this working? And, just so I know I'm not the only one. Has anyone ever felt that way before? But I'm not the only one, am I? Yeah, okay, I see some hands going up. So hopefully this helps out and gives you an idea or some things that we can do. All right, so here we go. So what causes a plateau? All right, so we've all had it before, right? We just talked about that, where our progress seems to be going so great. We're on a roll. Pounds are coming off, inches are coming off, and then we just kind of hit this little bit of like a stutter, and we don't see the scale change. We don't feel the changes, although we're still putting in the work. All right. And so there could be a few reasons why the scale's not budging, right? Besides the fact that we could be gaining muscle and losing body fat. All right. But when we're cutting back on our calories, right, our body reacts as there's no more food coming its way. So it does what it's programmed to do. It hangs on to stored up calories by slowing down the rate at which you burn them. So when we've lessened the amount of food that we're putting into our body reacts so that it doesn't burn it as much, right? So we talked a bit about this last week. It's like taking a little bit of the wood away, all right? And so our body's pretty smart. It's like, hey, well, I need fuel to last me longer. So it starts to hold on to a little more of those calories, all right? And those calories you burn every day are normally coming from what you burn every day goes down a little bit. It's not that big, about 10%, but it's enough to make our weight loss on hold. All right. So if you think of it this way, we were at a certain weight and then we managed our calories, maybe ate a little bit more of the healthier ones. And so we saw a little bit of this. And then our body was like, hey, like I'm getting the food. Our weight came down. Now we would need to adjust our food again. So whenever we hit this kind of bit of a plateau, it's a good time to adjust our calorie intake. Okay, so whether it's a little less, a little more, or mixing it up a little bit, it's all going to help. The amount of food that you eat will get you to a certain level, and then you're going to have to change something to get to a new level, right? I don't know if you heard it before, but every new level, requires you to beat a new devil, right? There's a new obstacle every time we reach a spot. And so by adding or taking away or introducing new things into your lifestyle, it's going to help you break past that plateau. And so here are a few things that we could try, right? Typically, we like to reward ourselves. I like to reward myself when I've been doing well, and I definitely encourage it, right? But sometimes we begin to dine out a little more often than normal, or we just are dining out more than what is required for the goals that we want. Okay, so one thing to do is simply just start making more of your meals at home and limit the amount that you're going out to eat. Mostly because, besides the fact that we're tempted by certain foods, we're not exactly sure how it's prepared. And that can lead to extra calories. It could be marked inaccurately. So there's a lot of things that come into play when we're allowing someone else to make our food compared to ourselves, right? And that those little extra calories of maybe they threw all the dressing on and you would have put it on the side and used like a tablespoon. They use like 4 tablespoons. We're talking 4 tablespoons of ranch. It costs you 300-400 calories, right? You do that 5 times a week, you've gained a whole pound of fat back. So those little things kind of start to build up as you're etching and getting closer to your goal. All right. Another thing we could do is we could step up our activity, particularly strength training. All right. So we talked about protein and strength training last week as well. So as we're strength training, you are going to build more muscle. Are you going to build heaps and mounds of muscle? No, it's going to take a whole lot to do that. right? But the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns daily. All right, so a pound of muscle needs to consume 14 calories a day to maintain it. All right, a calorie of fat only needs to consume 3 calories. So as we have more pounds of muscle, our body needs more calories. And if it needs more calories, it's going to be taking it from the foods you put in and the food and the storage that we have. All right. Also, by increasing the intensity of your activity, high intensity interval training is one of my absolute favorites. Right. It's a quick workout that can deliver an awesome sweat. And when your heart level reaches a certain point for so long, you'll get an afterburn effect, which means your body will continue to burn the calories even after you've stopped the exercise. So that's a big deal, right? So one of the things I read about was that sometimes we work out and we're like, oh, we take it easy the rest of the day. Well, taking it easy the rest of the day may end up bringing our average or our normal activity level to the same that we've already been doing, even though we've gotten a workout in, right? So keeping the intensity up and then making sure that we're active throughout the day, right, is a good thing. And then on our rest days, keep it light, taking a walk, is one of the simple things. Go shopping, right? I know Spence loves to go shopping. I know most ladies love to go shopping. That walking and that up and down and bending and, I consider that exercise. All right. So if you're on a rest day, typically our weekends, like our Sundays and our Saturdays, we spend a little more time with family. We're not going to go to the gym. So we don't get a workout, right? But you can still get some exercise in your day. So I highly recommend, looking for creative ways to stay active and not always feeling like because I didn't go to the gym and lift weights or hit the treadmill or anything like that, that you weren't active on that day. All right, so you can count that for your exercise. My number one thing I like to do is to use a food diary. All right, so this is where everything really starts to hit. All right, so we may not be as accurate as we're thinking when we're taking in our calories, right? So we provided a plan for you guys last week, right? That had a very broad ability for you to go ahead and substitute foods in for your daily meals. All right, but it's important to know that sometimes when we're estimating the size of these things, we may be off in what we think would be 4 ounces of protein. We may be putting 6 to 7 ounces of protein. We start doing that kind of stuff, we're putting in a lot more calories. All right, I'm talking carbs, everything. So the more consistent we could be with tracking it, the better. And my favorite way to track it is actually with a food scale. All right, so when you're really looking to make big jumps, you're gonna want to use a food scale to help you monitor how much you're actually putting in. I highly recommend it. It's going to help actually save, right? Because typically our plans will call for anywhere from 3 to 5 ounces of a protein, and we may be serving ourselves 6 to 8, right? Protein, chicken, steak, fish can get a little pricey sometimes. So if you're having a double serving of protein, right, you can cut your bill in half. All right, so self-monitoring, one of the best things that keeps myself motivated. That's why we have the chat to help monitor yourself as well by posting your meals, sharing what you're eating, right? That helps keep us accountable and then motivates others. All right. And then you can't change behavior until you analyze and acknowledge it. So what you're currently doing. So, I really, really recommend that maybe for a few days you track and, we look to weigh in our food. I think that's going to be one of our raffles coming up soon is a food scale. All right. So this week you definitely want to be active on there because it's just going to take your results to another level. All right. So there's more to keeping a journal than simply writing it down. Right. So we could write down what we're actually eating, but it's also important to note why you're eating. All right. Were you hungry? Were you tired? Were you bored? Were you mad? Were you stressed? All right. And having this honest self-appraisal will help you see where you're eating appropriately and when you're not eating appropriately. And those times where you're not getting in the food at the right moments, we want to start looking for other ways. All right. So one of our favorites is MyFitnessPal. You can scan a lot of the labels and it makes it really easy for you to use. All right. You just want to be honest and if you had a piece of cake, if you ate a little bit of something that maybe wasn't on your plan or what you think would be on your plan, track it, don't worry about it, and then work on it tomorrow. All right. You can log your eating as you go, or what I really like is beforehand. So having a plan of what you want to eat that day, meal planning, right? I love meal planning simply because when I'm hungry and I'm in the kitchen, I'll eat whatever. But if it's already prepared for me, then I'm going to eat it. All right. So I always go for the things that are already ready to eat. All right. So to improve your skills and portion sizes, I mean, we just recommend the food scale, like I mentioned. Weighing and measuring food at home will help you better estimate when you're eating out at restaurants too. So you'll start to learn, right? Besides using, if you want to use the palm like we suggested, we got the palm, the thumb, 2 handfuls for the different foods. You'll start to get a good idea of what you're having. All right. And don't forget the details, right? The cream in your coffee, the butter, the dressing. I don't know if you guys use mayo. I don't use mayo, I use mustard, right? But all those things start to add up. And so don't forget to add on any of those extras. All right. And here's one of the biggest ones for our plateaus is our self-talk and our self-destruction, right? No one criticizes us for not doing bad. Only we decide to do that. So it's important to know that everyone falls off from time to time. I fall off. Spence, have you fallen off? She's fallen off before. Everyone's fallen off before, okay? And it's okay when we have a momentary lapse. All right, it only takes a moment for our diet to go from awesome to terrible, right? And I have a lot of opportunities to do that while I'm at school. Having a bad day and using food to make it better is typically what gets me into trouble. All right, but we want to figure out where is this coming around in the first place, right? Are we stressed out? Was it an argument? Was it just because it was in the house, right? There's so many things that kind of put us in a bad situation in the first place. We want to go ahead and limit those. All right. But the biggest thing that we have to stay away from is beating ourselves up about it because we feel like we failed. Like you haven't failed, right? This is like a long-term journey, and recognizing that, hey, like not a big deal. I'm just going to go ahead and get ready for my next meal is so much more helpful than beating yourself up and then throwing away the rest of the day. All right. So if we have something bad, just focus on the next meal, right? So what I always recommend is if, hey, you had a poor lunch, no worries. Just have your shake like you should for your snack or for your dinner. All right. If something didn't go right, you can always fall back to your shake and it puts you right back on track. All right. And then, of course, we got to build ourselves up again. So you got to remind yourself how far you've come and what you've accomplished. All right. A little reset. What motivated you to make your changes in the first place, right? Sometimes we've had clients, their number one thing was to just get their digestive system going. And they're beating themselves up about not hitting a 10-pound weight loss goal, but their digestive system's moving, their skin is clear, they have more energy, their hair looks great, right? They're glowing. And so you really want to look back at those things that really inspired you to make the change in the first place. Remembering those accomplishments, how far and how many times that you've like turned down the extra candy, turned down the soda, turn down the things that you would normally have said yes to. All right. And recognize that progress is measured in so many ways. The scale is not the say-all judge. All right. Every time we make a good choice for ourselves at a restaurant, a healthy lunch, turning down food, or just taking in a deep breath and going for a walk when we feel stressed out, right? Instead of reaching for what my favorite stress food is, donuts, all right? You're making progress. You're making progress towards a long-term goal. And that's why we wanted to call this challenge like love the process, right? It's a whole long process, and it's going to take time and little mess ups and correcting, but always falling back on the things that make you happy, that make you feel good, and what motivated you in that first place. All right. So if you've ever felt like you've fallen off or that you're like, man, I'm just like way, way off. This is a 5-day cleanse and meal plan that Spence and I have made. And it's really, really helped us not only remotivate ourselves, but kind of give us a clean slate to work from. All right. So if you want more information about this, it's 5 days, it's these 4 products, and we have a specific meal plan that goes with it that's super high in antioxidants and very, very clean foods. All right. And really just kind of like gives you a nice clean slate so that you go ahead and get past those goals. Or maybe you feel like you're just at a plateau and you're doing everything right, and maybe we just need a little change up in our system, right? Our body, our blood, our cells, everything's recycling, throughout the year, throughout the months. So sometimes it's important to give ourselves a nice clean out too. All right. So without any further, that's what I have for plateaus. Does anyone have any questions about any of those, or experiencing some that maybe we could help you out with right now? No? Everyone's feeling pretty good? Awesome. So what I want to do right now is welcome our coach of the week. All right. We've been fortunate to know this awesome mama. Like, we met her before she was a mom, and she's just become such a huge impact in our lives, and I had such a great time with traveling with her, working with her, exercising with her. It's just been phenomenal. And so we're super grateful to welcome our coach of the week, Miss Caroline Sosa. Caroline, you there?
Hi, I'm here. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Caroline. So Caroline, would you just kind of share a little bit about how you came across Herbalife and what your results have been?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was invited by a girlfriend to a fit camp that Spencer was at. And she was actually one of the coaches. And I fell in love with the fit camp, the atmosphere, the environment. It was an all women's kind of like booty boot camp every Wednesday, I want to say. I don't know. It's been a while. It was actually called Rock Your Curves. And it was pretty awesome. The energy, everything. So I got involved with, obviously taking the healthy meal replacement. And before that, though, sorry, getting thrown off here with the baby. So I don't know, like it was just such a cool experience to be at that fit camp and meet everybody, all like the women empowerment. It was something that I definitely wanted to continue to go through too.
Was that something that you enjoyed the most? Was that community and like what was it that kind of like kept you in and made you want to keep coming back?
I would want to say the community had a lot to do with the workouts, but what made me want to come back is the way I felt when taking the products.
Oh.
So yeah, I got on my nutrition plan. Well, before my nutrition plan, I was always like working out, always in the gym, but not getting like the results. Sorry. Not getting, good results that made me happy for the amount of time that I was spending in the gym. So once I was on my nutrition plan, I was able to drop 20 pounds and keep it off, and then got pregnant, and I was on the products throughout my entire pregnancy. Which still made me feel amazing. And then I'm sorry, I lost track of your question because I was just blabbing.
That's perfect. No, I love it. So your results, I mean, you could see your results here on the left. You like absolutely killed it. Lost inches, shrunk down, got super sexy, got married, got pregnant. And I think that's the picture on the right is right before you had this wonderful baby girl, Ariana. And how's the process been using the products and post-pregnancy?
So the products have been amazing. They saved my life. Like I get tons of energy and like it's super healthy, like I said, to be on the products. Oh, she's sleepy. While you're pregnant. And I had a couple of coworkers also pregnant at the same time that I was, who were feeling like really fatigued throughout the day and just nauseous and not feeling well. And I didn't experience any of that. And I want to say it was due to my nutrition plan, because the shakes gave me all the nutrients and vitamins that that your body sucks up even more so when you're pregnant. So if I'm not consuming the proper foods, like I'm sure they weren't a bagel and a coffee in the morning or muffin, that's not really healthy, right? But I stuck to my meal plan, my shakes, and I didn't feel tired because I had the nutrients and energy that my body needed.
Well, I know you've definitely inspired people and people have noticed. And then, so you decided to become a coach and
I
help people
did,
part-time.
yeah.
What do you do as your full-time job?
So for full-time job, I'm a computer analyst, actually an implementation analyst to be exact, at a software company.
And how many hours a week would you say that you actually like maybe do the Herbalife opportunity?
So I try to be available to my clients as they need me when I'm off work. So I don't have a set schedule, but I do my follow-ups with them pretty regularly. So I would say if I wanted to give you like an hour, I would probably say like an hour a day to 2 hours a day. Is I try to put myself out there and make myself available after work and being a full-time mom.
And with that kind of schedule, about how much extra would you say that you're earning with the opportunity?
I make enough for sure to purchase my products for free. So that's a plus. I've also, anywhere from 300 to 500 a month
Oh my
in
gosh.
retail sales.
Amazing. And then can you share some of these pictures with us? Like what
Yeah.
is this
So,
kind of what Herbalife's allowed you to do?
yeah. So it definitely gives us some extra income. Starting on the left, my husband rides. So we like to go out and ride motorcycles on our spare time, ride. We're in San Diego, so the weather is always pretty nice. To the beach, the mountains, anything's 20 minutes away. The picture in the middle is our family picture after we had our daughter. And then the picture on the right is a picture at last year's Herbalife Extravaganza in New Orleans, where we were able to take our daughter and experience it as a family. And I feel super blessed because it was an awesome, amazing experience. And I can't wait for this year's. I actually bought my tickets today. So the airline ticket. So yeah, I love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so
Love it,
much,
period.
Caroline.
I'm
Thank
so
you,
excited.
Ariana, for sharing too. She's such a talker. She's growing super fast. So, man, thank you so much, and so motivated by what you're doing and how you're juggling being a new mom, having a full-time job, and inspiring others on the side. So, absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm super excited. I found my Herbalife family and the community. Everybody starts at the same level. Everybody has the same opportunity. Doesn't matter your education level. It just, the opportunity is there for everybody and anybody who wants it.
Couldn't have said it better. Well, thank you so much. And then if you guys have any questions for Caroline, feel free to post them inside the chat, right? So she has experience with these products, before, during, and after pregnancy, right? Beautiful, healthy baby. So next is our raffle. Okay, so I'm super excited for this raffle. We are going to be doing the Abion scale. So it's a great scale because it's going to tell us a lot more than just our weight. So if you see right here on the right hand side, it has BMI, metabolic age, your resting metabolic rate, your bone mass, muscle mass, body fat percentage. So all these things that actually make up the composition of our body. And the cool part is it's in an app feature, and it pairs to like your Google Fit, your Fitbit, or even your Apple Health. So as you're walking and burning calories, it's coordinating it with what you're doing and what you're inputting. And so the other fun fact about it is that because it's an app and it's really Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, you could connect to your coach with it. All right, so your coach can monitor your progress from home. So whether you're close to them, away from them, or you'd rather just weigh in the morning like I like to do, because that's when I feel like I'm at my most true weight. This scale is what's really going to help you get there. All right. And so we have a few people that weren't on the call today that had earned raffle tickets. So what I'm going to do is very similar to last time. I'm going to go ahead and log out of the call and release the raffle through the chat dialog, because I need to remove them from the raffle. So for you that all showed up, that is the advantage of showing up. And so there's a better chance of you receiving this. and I'll be shipping it directly to you. But I also kind of want to hear, I know she's doing her cardio right now. Robin, how'd the last raffle treat you? She's all, dude.
We can unmute.
Oh, I can mute it, yeah. Oh, there you go.
I had to unmute, and then you did too.
Yeah.
I've almost got my 30 minutes in.
How'd that last raffle win treat you? Have you decided what you're going to invest in?
No, but I'm always on Amazon, so.
It was the perfect gift. Well, you're continuing to show up and be present, so we're super excited for you. You're definitely doing the things it's going to take to win. And I don't know if I shared this with you guys, but we're doing 3 prizes. So there's 3 prizes as far as like as the challenge goes. And I believe we're doing 3rd place. Sorry, I'm going to try and find it really fast. Our 3rd place is going to be, sorry, I wanted to share this with you guys. I don't believe I told you. 3rd place will be $50. 2nd place is going to be $75, and 1st prize is going to be $150. All right, so you guys are all, by showing up, by being here, by showing up on social media, you're really making it possible to be one of those 3 winners to bring home some nice little cash for just doing the little extra. So does anyone have any questions as far as plateaus, or questions about their nutrition plan, or the guide that we sent out that we can help you with out in the meantime? No, sounds like everyone's pretty good. All right, so that is going to conclude this call. I'm going to go ahead and remove a couple of the names from the raffle, and then I'm going to go ahead and share those quickly inside of the chat group. So I appreciate you all showing up today, being here, and then I just want to go ahead and take this time to open it up to you if you'd like to share or say anything to help people or motivate someone, or something, a win this week that you'd love to share to help motivate us all. So I'm gonna mute myself.
I'd like to say something. So my name is Sophia, and I've known Mario and Spence for a while. My family has been on Herbalife on and on, but I decided recently to start back up just because I work with children. I'm always moving, I'm always on the go, and I get very tired half through my day. So I contacted Mario to help with starting a plan. He told me about this challenge, and I was 100% game to start it. I am suffering from a knee injury, and I was very skeptical that I would be able to complete everything every week, that as far as working out goes, even drinking the gallon of water, because I never did that before. And I just like to say that I have not only been able to work out for the 30 minutes 3 to 4 times a week since we've done the challenge, but I've also, for the last 2 weeks, have stuck to my gallon of water. So I've followed the meal plan. I enjoy my shakes. I enjoy just creating a schedule for myself, taking lunch every day to work. And I have not been tired, except one day that I did not have my tea this whole challenge. And so I was telling Mario earlier today, it's just been the greatest experience. And I hope that all of you guys are also having an amazing experience on this challenge.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I don't know about you guys, but that super motivates me right there.
We're so proud of you, Sophia. You've been crushing it. We've noticed it, and I don't know. I hope you guys all win these raffle gifts, because you definitely all deserve it. And we appreciate your hard work, and just know that we see it, and we're just so excited for you guys. So if there's anything else we can do to support you or encourage you, just let us know. That's our job. You're definitely not over asking questions or over asking anything from us. So we're happy to support you. And oh my gosh, I'm so happy. You totally made my week, Sophia.
Definitely. And just a reminder, guys, besides your food, whatever you need, like, we're here to help coach you through it. So I've definitely been having a little bit of a tough time just personally through myself getting motivated to go to the gym and do what I need to do with such a busy schedule and so many things like happening. But I definitely love that I could reach out to you guys, and luckily I have one of the best coaches here with me. But so not only does she but like where she gets to coach me is not just on like getting to the gym and working out hard. It's on my mindset. All right. And it's on getting me back to a positive mindset. It's on getting me back to motivated, getting me back to like, yes, you can, Mario, and you want this. And so if there's ever those moments where you're just not feeling it, where, the negative self-talk has come in or just something's come up, like that's the key. That's the most important time to reach out to us. And that's the most important time for us to be there for you as your coach. All right. So we're here for you. Not just for the challenge, not just while you have the products, but forever. So I hope you guys are like me and don't change and don't block my number because you're stuck with me. All right. And I hope like the encouraging stuff comes through and picks you guys up. But other than that, the call will be on I'll upload the call to YouTube so you guys can review it at another time. And if you have any other questions, please let us know. Or if there's other topics you'd like for us to cover, be more than happy to do that for you guys. All right. So thank you so much for being on. Wave hello to Spence's Instagram. You all going to get Insta famous right now. All right. So thank you guys. And we will see you on the chats and on the call next week.